This is a message for someone who is ready to see their life change. And I'm so excited to share this with you, and I'm so glad you're here. And the first thing that's coming in is you gotta just start showing up, even when you don't want to. Even when you feel like you're not a full put together person or you're not in the energy of your highest self, you just have to literally start showing up. It's funny because like right before this video, I had two of my classes. I'm an acupuncture student and I had two of my classes today. I needed to get to my workout. I did my workout, then I came home and it's like late now and I didn't want to put makeup on. And I've had acne for like years now and I'm having a breakout and I was just like, should I put makeup on? I don't want to put makeup on. And my guys were just like, literally do it raw. Like do it raw. Do it when you don't want to do it. Do it when you are feeling insecure or when you're feeling like scared, or when you're feeling like, you're not your most confident self, because that's when like you actually learn. That's when you actually get comfortable with just like your real, raw, authentic self. Like that's when you stop judging yourself and start just like literally embodying who you want to be. Because my highest self wouldn't care about their acne. Your highest self wouldn't care about whatever your insecurity is or whatever is keeping you back. Like, you would just be doing it. You would just be doing it. They wouldn't be caring about those things. And so it's really just like, you gotta keep going. And I thought that was such a beautiful message and just related so much to my life as well. Because it's like scary. It's like really scary to just show up raw and unfiltered. Confirmation burp. And just like who you are. Like that can be really fucking scary, but they're like, if you want to change your life, start doing that. Start showing up as like the most imperfect version of you. Because like, how are you gonna learn? How are you gonna practice embodying it? How are you going to be okay to be seen on your bad days and grow through those? Because there are going to be bad days. There are going to be days that you don't have perfect skin, or there are going to be days where you're not feeling yourself, where you're not, whether it's like looks or whether it's just like confidence and like your self-esteem. There are going to be days where you doubt yourself, where you don't want to show up, where you don't want to show people the most vulnerable sides of you. And they're like, show up anyways. Literally show up anyways. And that's like, I just love that message, because before I was just like praying that like this reaches someone who like really needs to hear that, and who really might be like struggling with just this idea of like perfection, but then also like this change that they want to make, and there's so many fears there. I feel like that's how you grow, like you literally grow through those obstacles. And also like, that's the amazing thing too, like even with my skin journey, it's been long. If you've had acne, you understand. And maybe this is the same thing that you're going through right now too, but it might be to something different. But like, I've gotten readings about my acne, and it's something that I chose to go through so that I could learn about it. I'm literally in acupuncture school because I was so just like fed up with the Western medicine system, and I wanted to learn about like Eastern medicine and be able to heal my own body. And it's like, I wouldn't be doing that without my acne, without my autoimmune disease, without all of these things that have gone on in my life. I wouldn't be where I am now, learning the things that I am now. Same for you. You wouldn't be inspired by the things that you're inspired by. You wouldn't have been pushed into some of these things that you're interested in. And that's what's so cool, that you can help so many people based on all of these like insecurities and the most vulnerable parts of yourself. That's so beautiful. And they're like, just keep going. Like, trust me, it's gonna pay off. Trust me, when you show up vulnerable, raw, and authentic, that is when you attract your people. That is when you attract the most aligned people, the most aligned life, the most aligned, the alignment in your life is just like crazy when you show up in that way. It's also like, I'm hearing like drop the facade, like drop the facade. Like people want, your people need you. They need you in the way that you are at your core. I'm just hearing like the word baby, like how you came out. They need you how you came out, not how you were formed by the society around you. They also need some of that because your experiences help you grow and turn you into this person. But they really want you to shed off this facade, if there is any facade. If there is anything that you're letting sit between you and your authenticity, between you and who you really are. Whether that's like pretending to be someone, or hanging out with people who are really not aligned, or, you know, faking something in some way, or trying to keep it all together when you just don't have it all together, and you're like, fuck, I don't have it all together, but everyone thinks I do, so I just have to keep playing this role. They're like, you don't, step out of all the roles. Literally step out of all the roles. Like, break those down. Realize, take a moment and realize what roles you're playing in your life that actually aren't serving you. They might be pleasing other people, pleasing other situations. In your mind, they could be like keeping things together by you playing this role, but it's in the long run, it's like not benefiting anyone. It's literally not benefiting anyone, and it sure is not benefiting you. They're like, take off the roles, take off the hat, take off the facade, and just be you. The unfiltered, raw version of you. And it's scary. Like, I'm like, fuck, I have like my pimple patches on, and like I have like red spots, and it's just like, it's like this scary, it's scary, but it kind of only matters to me. You know what I mean? It's like no one else is gonna care. No one else is gonna care. And that's the message, where it's just like it only matters to you, and you're the only one stopping yourself from doing this. There might be other people that have expectations of you to stay in this role, and that can be hard to tear down those. Tear down is an intense word, but like to break down that situation that you've set up. It can be hard to initiate starting to be a different person. That can be really hard, actually, especially in the way that was phrased. But they're like, as soon as you start that, there's gonna be this light that appears. Just this light that appears in your life. You're going to be able to change your freaking life because you're finally aligning to who you are. And it's just this immediate burst of like authenticity and like growth and like happiness and like bubbling up inside of you. Just like find like your child self inside is just gonna be like, finally, like we get to be me. We get to be me. Like we get to be us. Like we get to be us. Like, it's literally, they're just like so ready for you to stop like caring so much about all these other things that literally don't matter. Wow, this is deep. Like, literally, like all these things that literally don't matter, and it's just because of the perceptions of other people that you're worried about. It's just the perceptions of other people. And it's like, it doesn't freaking matter, and it's not making you happier. It's not raising the vibration of the planet. It's not helping us all evolve. It's not attracting your people to you. It's not attracting your person to you. If you're manifesting a person, it's not doing any of that, because the universe is like, nope, they're not being themselves, so I'm not giving them any of this. I'm gonna give them the weird stuff. I'm gonna give them the stuff that is not them, because they're not being them. And once you start being you, it's like, oh, like now she wants to be her, or now they want to be, it could be anyone listening to this message. Mostly just like I've said she because of me. Now they want to be themselves. Now they want to actually do it. Oh, okay, now we're going to send them the perfect person. Now we're going to send them the perfect job. Now we're going to send them all these things because they are in love with themselves and they're doing what they love and they are spending their time loving themselves. And that could look so different in so many different ways. But you are loving your imperfections. You're loving yourself at the first step of a long journey. Instead of needing to be at the end of that long journey and being the master, you are loving yourself at the, what's the word? The beginner stage. There's another word for that. But at the beginner stage, you are loving yourself as you are entering this, as you are starting this journey, as you are ripping off this mask and feeling really fucking vulnerable. You're loving yourself even then. And that's really powerful and that's really scary, but it's like the missing puzzle piece to whatever you're going through. It really feels like the missing puzzle piece to be able to change your life. It really feels like that. The universe is like, the universe is like, hey, like, we need you to fit this into your life. Like, we need this last little piece to fit in before we can send you on this huge, like, rocket ship that's headed towards your dream life. I love that. I love that so much because it's really scary. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, those things can be the scariest freaking things. And I think a lot of people do realize that. But, like, I think deep down you don't want to admit what you're scared of. You don't want to admit your biggest insecurities. But they're, like, having you face that head on. They're, like, having you, like, see that. They're, like, look in the mirror and just love yourself. And that's the same message for me. Like, looking in the mirror and being like, whatever, I have fucking acne. Who the fuck cares? So does so many other people. And I can show up like this and not care, you know? And that's scary. That's terrifying. I mean, that's terrifying for me to admit that to you guys. And so it's just like literally figuring out what that thing is that you're scared of, because that thing is like the most freaking growth. Like, it's literally the most freaking growth that you can have. And that's where, like, fear in our life is a sign of growth. Like, it is a sign for where we can grow. That's a better phrasing. So getting really, really reflective about your life and really noticing where the fear is coming up. Maybe it's, you have, a job, but you really aren't totally happy. It might be giving you a good paycheck or something, or like it might have good benefits. Maybe you like your coworkers, but it's just not filling you up completely. There's something else you have in mind, and it's like, just face that fear and freaking go for it. Like, literally go for it. Face that fear. Because also, like, you're still gonna have, maybe it's gonna be a different desire, but you're still gonna wonder. In 10 years, you're gonna wonder about this. And so it's just like, literally just go for it. Literally go for it. They want you to go for it. They want you to freaking face the fear. They want you to step into your authentic self, and they want you to just own it. Own your life and your path, and own what you are dreaming about. Own it. Literally own it, and admit it. Like, first getting real about, like, what is going on, and, like, what is the insecurity that's stopping you? What is the fear? Yeah, getting really clear about what's stopping you. And then just, like, expecting the freaking best. Always expecting the freaking best. Because if you face this fear, I can't even tell you how many times in my life when I have faced a fear, just the amount of, like, expansion that I've felt, and, like, you guys have all gone through this. When you face a freaking fear, you're like, I can freaking do anything. Like, what's the next fear? Like, what's the next thing that I have to accomplish? Like, what else is there? How else is there for me to grow? Like, it's such an empowering thing when you face fears and then you're like, wait, I'm not actually scared of that anymore because I've worked on that and I went through that and I actually faced it head on. I actually looked in the mirror, faced it, and I love myself for that. I literally love myself for that. That's like so freaking beautiful. So just getting really real about what's in your way, what's stopping you, because you want to change your life. If you're watching this message, you want to change your life. Getting really real, getting vulnerable, loving yourself for that, loving yourself in that vulnerability, loving your authentic self, your raw self. So much self-love is coming through in this reading. Thank you guys for being here. That was the last message, and thank you for supporting me and being okay that I show up as my raw and authentic self. Okay, bye.